Hey, enthusiasts, what's happening? This is Salty Language, episode 688.
The sexiest podcast on the network. Had to get in close for that one, Brian, so I could be right in people's ears.
I noticed, yeah.
I know, right?
Really just trying to, have them blow their load in the first few seconds of the
Hell
show.
yeah.
Jeez.
It's December, the month of eroticism, am I right?
Yeah. Well, they were all stored up from November, so.
True. Oh, yeah, God. I can't believe that's a thing.
No. It's so dumb, too, because it's actually, it's not healthy for us.
Yeah.
Getting the venom out is good for, it helps lower the chance of prostate cancer and stuff. So, what are we doing here?
Every once in a while, man, you got to be that cowboy who shoots his gun in the dirt.
That's right.
What are you going to do?
That's right.
What are you going to do?
Yeah. I agree.
No nut November. Get out of here. Unless you got a peanut allergy, then I get it.
Yeah.
That's not even a nut. It's a legume.
True. Yeah. You get out of here. No legume November.
Hell yeah.
It just doesn't roll off the tongue real well.
Yeah, no. I mean, no. None of it works.
No. No, not a nut November.
Yeah,
there we go.
No, not a nut November.
Ooh. Saying that one over and over again.
Blow a loaduary, maybe, or something. Is that a thing?
I think so. Yeah. That's how you ring in the new year.
Naturally.
You just edge yourself to the countdown on the Dick Clark Rockin' Eve or whatever.
I see what you did there, Dick Clark.
Yeah.
It's an actual penis. I just noticed something, Brian.
By the way, that'd be a great thing for New Year's. Is just like a hand going up and down, and then it's just like sprays confetti or something.
Oh my God! How has nobody done that?
I don't know. Somebody should. Yeah.
You just gave some dude a great idea for his OnlyFans.
Yep. $1 million idea.
Exactly. So last week and just 2 seconds ago, I bitched to you about the peach tea that I'm trying to get through.
Yeah.
Why does it froth? It's got a head. Is this just water with mystery powder in it? It shouldn't have a head.
Yeah. I don't know why. That is weird that it.
I know. I looked over and I'm just like,
to it.
What the fuck am I looking at here?
Yeah, that's pretty weird.
It's very weird.
Know.
Speaking of weird, how's it going?
Supposed to. Yeah.
No, I don't. I mean, I don't know. It's weird. I don't think I've ever put in a lemonade and shaken it up. I mean, it gets bubbly, but then it recedes.
Yeah.
This is still going strong.
Right.
It's got good lacing, like a good beer,
Yeah, right. Delicious. Except the delicious part.
All right, riddle me this. So you got these packets, right? These guys for water. Would you drink one that was like non-alcoholic, like beer flavor?
I mean, I'd probably try it for sure.
Like dump it into the bottle of water and you shake it up and suddenly it tastes like an IPA.
That'd be so weird because it'd have no carbonation to it. So it'd be a flat beer, but...
I never thought about that. Okay, it needs to be like a tablet, like an Alka-Seltzer.
Yeah. Well, instead of putting it into a bottle of water, you put it in with a can of seltzer or something like that. Just a
sparkling
plain
water.
seltzer or something like that.
A bottle of
exactly.
bubbly. But then you can't shake it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's
true. Because, you can, but it's going to be a problem.
Well, you can, but... yeah. I don't know. Good question.
I know, right?
Yeah. Well, they can make like a liquid version of it, so you can use it with your Soda Stream.
That would make sense.
Yeah, that way it'll. Well, no, because you still shake those. Like that's how you, mix it up. You still have to shake it, even though it's carbonated. So you just have to, watch out where you open it, I guess.
Yeah,
because it'll for sure finish the countdown if you know what I'm saying.
I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
Dick Clark's wanking Eve.
The worst part is like putting his name in there now makes it just super creepy.
It does.
Because Like, I don't even want to know, is someone wanking to him? Are they wanking him? Like, what's
Like,
I
all
don't
right,
know,
guys,
man.
we're closing in on the last minute. Everyone, get your dicks out. Like, what?
That's not how everyone
What
else
kind of
does
party
it.
is this?
Yeah, a great one. Get the last of that 2024 Venom out before 2025 kicks in. You know,
there's plenty
start
plenty
the new
coming,
year
don't
with a
worry.
new load.
New
Yeah.
year, new load. Sounds like something a dump truck driver would say.
Well,
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, the water's much colder this time. It's not that bad.
Nah, it's still terrible. You're just convincing yourself otherwise.
Also, you who be a man of science.
What?
Yeah.
Since when?
Right now.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm talking to you. We both have microphones. We're on the internet. We're experts.
Oh, yeah.
But
Right.
need your...
True.
I had a weird phenomenon happen over the weekend.
Okay.
It's the time of the year where I keep...
It's totally natural when things rub against it for it to do that.
Even in my sleep?
Especially in your sleep.
So, it's cold enough now and too cold, honestly.
Babadook visited you. Yeah.
Damn Babadook.
Yeah,
But it's not the Babadook. It's just Bob Badook.
Yeah. Yeah. Some heavy breathing creep.
Yeah, exactly. So I keep my waters outside because they stay cold or frozen.
Right.
I have 2 water bottles sitting next to each other in the packaging. I just reach and blindly grab them.
Mm.
One of them is frozen completely solid. The other one is still liquid. How? It didn't make sense to me.
Wow. Was one more on the outside than the other?
I don't remember placement because I wasn't doing an experiment. I just reached in and grabbed. Yeah. But when I pulled them out, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. That would be my only guess, is that maybe one was more insulated by outside ones than the other or something. Otherwise, that's a great question.
I mean, I guess if it works for an igloo, it can work in my water bottle packaging.
Yeah, exactly.
It was weird, though.
Keep everybody on the inside nice and warm.
Yeah, toasty. That was very strange.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I know, right? Witchcraft.
Sounds like witchcraft.
Exactly.
Yep.
I already got the pile of wood going. I'm ready to rock and roll whenever we find this witch.
Oh, well, that's good.
How dare she put black magic upon my Kroger
if
purified
I'm Michelle,
drinking water.
I'm gonna hide though, because if she says anything even remotely close to witchcraft stuff, that could be a rough go.
I mean, she keeps talking about like women's rights and women's health stuff, and I'm like, probably a witch.
Yeah. Oh no. And you're already ready to go with the timber, so It's...
Evening, Cheeto. Cheeto's joined the chat.
Oh, speaking of witches,
a wild Cheeto appears.
Right, and speaking of people who haven't sent their QoftheW answer in.
Oh my God, the herd is real.
Yep,
the herd is real. Oh, I'm dying.
We haven't even gotten to that part of the show, and I'm already hurting.
I know, right?
Deep hurting.
So, Brian, how have you been, buddy?
Oh, just living the life. No, doing all right. I've continued to slowly work my way through Rick Rubin's book.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, I'm. It's actually, the way it's written is actually perfect for me, because the chapters are about 3 pages long.
Oh, that's actually kind of nice.
So I can read, and if I feel like I'm kind of like, okay, my brain's drifting, I can't focus, I can just put it down.
Have you,
and not...
Have you ran into any more highlightable passages for your personal life?
There's been some stuff in there that makes tons of sense in there. It's very weird in the thinking of, he's the best way I can kind of sum it up is almost like he's like, ideas are just floating around us in the air, and we just grab one and then create, kind of a thing. And like I said, it's very tied into having to be in the moment,
man,
in order to recognize what's going on around you.
Yeah.
To really focus on everything, because you know, like he says in there, as adults, we're kind of trained to tune all of it out, you know, to tune the noise out. And actually, to be a creative person, you actually need to turn the noise up a little bit so that you don't miss inspiration, basically.
Yeah.
So I also like, he points out as something that I think is really interesting, especially from a guy in the music industry, in that how something that inspires you to create your creation then can inspire someone else to create, right? Like you think about sampling in music, right? Like somebody hears a hook and they're like, oh man, you know, and then they turn that hook into you know, like a rap song or something, and it's an amazing hook in that rap song, you know, or various samples, whatever, you know. And I because you know, so many people in the music industry are like about
don't
sampling
sample
and stuff,
my music, everybody's music.
Well, yeah, I mean, unless you pay us ungodly amounts of money,
for sure.
But yeah, I really like that idea, because it does make sense. Because you think about it, you know, like you see art sometimes, and then you're inspired to create off of that.
Oh, yeah,
maybe
for sure.
that gives you, you know, not copy it by any means, but just, you know, just like, oh, you know, that'd be a really cool this or that, you know. So yeah, I'm enjoying it though.
Good.
Like I said, I'm not super far in. I'm like, you know, 50-ish pages into it, but it's still more than I've read all year, basically.
From what I hear, that's like, I don't know, over 20 chapters or something. So you're doing pretty good.
It really is, actually. I mean, I'm not exaggerating. The chapters are only like 2 to 3 pages long. Like I said, but it's very digestible like that. I like that it's, you know, there's like a topic, and then he talks about it a little bit, and then it's on to the next part of it.
Episode. Hold up. Hey.
Yeah. So yeah, that's been cool, you know, that I'm still doing that.
Nice.
I haven't really done much this week. It was, yeah, really quiet week.
Yeah.
And went out. Yeah. I mean, we, you know, went and got fried chicken.
Nice.
Again the other day, which was delicious. You know, as usual. The worst part, I think, I can't remember if it was on this or if it was the Crazy Life or maybe it was Henna I was talking about. Did I tell you, like we were waiting for it, and I'm sitting out there, and just the smell of it was just wafting into the car, and I'm like, oh, because, you know, you're just starving already, and you just keep smelling that delicious fried chicken smell. Oh man, I got home, dude, I smashed that fried chicken. It had no chance.
So when you guys get it, you guys don't eat up there? You just take it to go?
Yeah, we usually get it to go. My mom a lot of times doesn't want to sit in there and eat, so
fair enough.
It's better if you eat it there. But I'll be honest, it comes like literally as soon as it comes up, they're like, "Here you go."
Wow, I was just curious what the vibe was in the place. Have you guys eaten in there before?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, it's just like a real small diner. It's, you know, it's just a, you know, an average diner kind of thing.
I really got to go check out that chicken. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, you know? It's really good.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's not terribly expensive either, you know. So, but by the time you get home, the key is, if you were to go get it and take it anywhere, is as soon as you get it home, you got to get it out of the box they give it to you in. Otherwise, the chicken will get soggy.
Steaming in there and all that. Yeah,
it does, dude. Like by the time we get home, the box is almost like falling apart.
Just like the chicken.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Then you get into that chicken, you're like, oh hell. Although, in fairness, I eat the chicken probably fast enough; it doesn't have much of a chance to get soggy.
I get that.
I'm a savage once I get to it.
I get that, bro.
Yeah, well, especially like I said, you know, hungry. Plus, you know, I'm smelling it for 20 minutes while I'm waiting for it.
Yeah.
I mean, I almost just attacked it on the counter right there, but
I mean, you could have had it.
I didn't think they'd
just
appreciate it.
Drive home, just smash.
I should have. I'll tell you, I was tempted because it's right there by me.
Nice.
You know, I'm holding the bag of it. It's like, sucks to be you driving. Crunch, crunch.
But as someone that is basically the driver 98% of the time,
yeah,
I honestly miss being the passenger and holding a bag of warm food.
Oh,
There's just something nice about it, you know, or you got to warm pizzas on your lap and all that. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's just something like nice. And I haven't had that feeling in a long time.
Yeah, I imagine. Yeah. So
Yeah.
well, that's all right. The next time we hang out, I'll join.
Perfect.
You'll just be hanging on to everything for dear
Exactly.
life. But hey, whatever.
You know, fast forward 3 days, I'm in the hospital. Boop, 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 boop. Just
worth it.
Just put the pizza on my lap. Boop, 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 boop.
Like, oh, the person who was driving the car took the pizza. That son of a bitch.
Oh, see, I was going more to
robbed me.
I was going to more to sad last wish. The pizza goes on the lap and it's like boop, boop, boop.
Yeah. I was thinking like you're in, flash forward, you're in the hospital and like what the hell? Why would you let Brian drive? And you're like, I just wanted to feel the warm pizza on my lap. Worth it.
Worth it.
Like every bone in your body is broken.
Full body cast, just a slit.
Yeah. Yeah. You're going to be there for years.
Yeah, exactly. So much titanium.
Right. Yeah, you're basically Weapon X now. Without the healing factor.
Without and with all the pain.
With all the pain. Yeah. Oh, that'd be horrible.
That would be horrible.
Oh man.
How many dudes at raves have been like the ecstasy guy and they call himself Weapon X?
Oh, they should, or for sure the X-Man, whatever. Yeah,
for sure.
Hell yeah, dude. If he's got a whole team, it should be like his X-Men or X-Force, whatever.
X-Force, for sure.
Hell yeah.
Now we're talking.
I like this. Yeah. Let's start selling ecstasy.
Hell yeah. Now we're talking. Wait, we're live. Yeah. Don't say it out loud.
Oh, I mean, allegedly.
Yes. Yep. That'll be our
by ecstasy.
That's our energy drink.
I meant our. Yeah.
This is it right here.
I was talking about my ex Stacy.
We still can't whore her out, Brian.
Oh, damn it.
Why is
she a witch?
I'm sure this is a text message. Oh, wow. Amazon security notice. Oh, no. My account got logged in Mumbai. I better click this link.
You absolutely should click that link. Yeah. In fact, send it to me, too. I'll click on it, too.
Speaking of weird shit like that, just real quick.
Yeah.
Whoever takes care of our phishing, like email phishing stuff at work from a corporate level.
Mm-hmm.
Email sent, by the way, from Cheeto.
Yeah, I just saw it.
They're terrible. Because they send out fake like phishing emails to try to catch you, and then you have to go through internet training. Because I fell for it once.
Right. Well, I mean, they put hot nudes in your area. Well, what are you going to do? You have to click on it.
But no, it was like right about the time we were going to have open enrollment, and it was like an email, and the header was HR and blah blah. It was about open enrollment. I'm like, oh,
right,
duh. So, but here's why they suck. Is every time they send an email, it's from a different whatever. But if I hover my mouse over their email address, it pulls up all the old messages. So they just changed the title of it or whatever, what the contact name is.
Geez.
And it's like, so anytime I see something weird, that's the first thing I do. And I'm like, mark for phishing. And I get the email back, success. They probably think I'm amazing. No, I'm just, it's just, they're terrible.
That's really bad.
Yeah, I know, right?
Because that is, if there's something I don't like, it looks like a legit email, that is the first thing I do now. Like I have for years, right? Once you learn
just
that,
hover over the address. Yeah.
Yep. And if it doesn't match up, then it's like, well, this is for sure spam.
Yeah, hot trash.
Or phishing. Mm-hmm.
I just thought that was weird.
Yeah, I saw one that's going around right now is like people are getting texts and it's like basically similar to what you just got, but it's saying that it's FedEx and you have to call them, kind of a thing. And then when you call them, they convince you to basically probably give them some information, whether it's credit card or something else, and people are falling for it. And it's like, yeah, FedEx doesn't call you.
Yeah,
ever.
Exactly.
Like ever. They leave a sticker on your door if they can't deliver a package, and then you can call them, as we used to do occasionally with the shop. Remember, we'd miss the magic drop off or something, then have to drive all the way out to Mommy to get the dang
get the pickup
package, because otherwise it'd be we'd need it for Friday Night Magic. So these things are ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. I feel bad for like older people that are like, oh no, you know?
Yeah.
Because I would like to think people our age and young, well, people fall for it, so whatever.
Never know, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're getting better at them. But it's like my mom gets stuff in the mail occasionally and she'll look at it and it looks like a legit thing about like her Medicare or something like that. And, and I'll look at it and be like, I'm pretty sure this is a scam. And then I look at the envelope because that's your first giveaway in your actual mail is if it's like pre-sorted, blah, 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 it's trash.
Yeah.
My brother told me that years ago because he works for the post office. And he's like, basically, if it looks legit, except for that, it's not. He's like, the government will never send you something pre-sorted or whatever. Right. I was like, okay, so that helps a whole lot, because that's the easiest first check, similar to the hovering over the address.
Yeah, for sure.
It's very much the same. It's the same move, basically. Like, oh, this isn't legit. And then the next move is if something looks extra weird, I'm, on the Googs.
I mean,
like typing in whatever and seeing what happens.
When it comes to stuff that I'm not intimately familiar with, I am,
like a woman.
Yes.
No.
I am Fox Mulder over here. Trust no one.
Right. Right. Exactly.
If it's a phone number I don't know, I'm not answering it. If it's a text, I'm not even responding. I just delete them.
No.
Even if it's stuff like Brenda ? Delete. I don't. Yeah.
Especially if there's a link in it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like
But yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. It's just I don't care.
When someone texts me Brenda, I'm always like, go fuck yourself. That's my response.
I mean, that's fair.
That way they know they've got the wrong number.
Yeah. That'll learn them.
Like, oh wow, that was harsh.
Oh man. So I had
well, good.
Oh no, go ahead. What you got?
Oh, I was just gonna talk real quick about the, it doesn't mean as much to folks that aren't in our area, but it was a local comic shop was part of a strip mall fire recently, and also a local bar that's been there for a long time too. Sean's has been around forever.
Yeah,
it's had like 19 owners,
the
but
OG Sean's. Well, was the OG Sean's.
And there was a fire in there, and Monarch Comics is the name of the place, and their one owner posted, early in the morning was like, hey, there was a fire. We don't know how bad it is yet. We're not allowed in yet because they were afraid there might still be hot spots and whatever. So when they finally get in, everything was a loss. Like they lost everything in the store except maybe some of their fixtures.
Yeah.
Now that they've been in and really looked it over. And I was like, man, it took me back to that night when our window got broken.
Oh, yeah.
And I know it isn't the same, but it's like I remember how violated I felt that night that someone did that to our business. And I was like, God, I can't even imagine like walking in and literally going, everything is gone.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably got insurance but the other part of it, right? And it's like, you don't really think about the fact, especially small businesses maybe, is that it's like Monarch, I'm glad to say that they're talking like they're going to reopen better than ever, blah, blah, all the rights, which is awesome. I'm glad that this isn't like, you know what, we had a good run.
Yeah,
because they've been around for a long time. Like 30 years or so,
easily.
Probably longer. Yeah. So, I was glad that it's not going to be the end of the run. I was like, cool. I hope they do come back and, I'm sure people will rally around them, and a bunch of their customers have come out and helped them basically load wet comic books into a dumpster, because that's what's, because it's not like anyone comes out and cleans that up for you.
No.
But I was just, like I said, I thought about that night and just how vulnerable it made me feel a little bit. And I was like, God, I can't even imagine how amplified they must feel and how lost. And then in the meantime, there's, they're talking maybe by, a couple months into the year being, maybe being able to reopen or something. But it's like, there's no money coming in that meantime.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Unless maybe they've got books in a different location that they sell on eBay or something like that or whatnot or whatever it is. But otherwise it's like, man, that, just, now you're like, shit, how do you pay your bills? And hopefully they have some savings and whatever built up, because it's not like today the insurance company's like, here's a a check for you already.
Yeah. Oh
you
God,
know?
it'll be months before they get reimbursed.
Well, first of all, they got to wait until they find out what the cause was.
Yeah.
I don't think it started there. I think it started elsewhere and spread, but it's still the idea, you know, the insurance isn't going to pay until the investigating is done at the earliest.
Yeah.
You know, and then like you said, then they're going to drag their feet.
Oh yeah, because they don't want to actually give money.
Right.
Yeah.
And everything in that strip mall is a small business, I believe.
Yeah,
I don't think there's anything.
Like I was just thinking about that because where Monarch is and where Sean's is, there was a decent amount of spots in between them. So
yeah,
if those two places are
assume,
gone, I'm sure everybody's is.
That's what I'm guessing
and
too.
That's
is
terrible.
That, yeah, I think you know 4 or 5 businesses at least affected by it.
Yeah.
So it's awful. I mean, man, my heart sunk. My nephew sent me the picture I sent to you.
Okay.
He sent it to me with the total loss thing, and I follow Monarch, but I hadn't seen the update, and I was like, oh, I was really hoping it wasn't going to be that, And the crazy part too is like, they had a bunch of like golden silver age comics that were like slabbed, graded and all that kind of stuff too. And I mean, I know the important thing is nobody was hurt,
right?
But it sucks so much that you've got things that are going to be like you can't replace, like you can't replace that backstock.
No, it's gone.
I mean, they never were big. Thank goodness for their sake, the way their business model. They were not a shop that had tons of backstock anyway. But it's like you just can't really replace that,
no.
But yeah, I feel so bad for the guys, and like I said, hopefully, they are able to, come back better than ever and everything and whatever. But yeah, it's just crazy how that took me back to that moment for us and just how, that your Papa Bear instinct came in, and it came in this way too. Cause small business owners and all, you just feel bad for them.
Oh, for sure.
Sean's too, not just the comic shop. I feel bad for any of the businesses in there that.
Yeah. Where's the Silver Fox going to hang out?
Yeah, no. Right. And that was the thing. Sean's, rebranded kind of a couple years ago and really kind of changed their image. Cause I think they were starting to get a kind of creep vibe going out there. And
I mean, honestly, the Sean's that makes all the money is the one on McCord now. Because they got like golf simulators and shit out there now. And
you're right. I forgot
in the
old
old family video of all places.
Yeah, that's really funny. Wow. That's really funny. Yeah.
At least that's what I've been told by people who know the owners. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, like I said, just a sad thing. And, if anybody listening, like if you're a small business owner, where I'm sure you can
relate,
identify.
Yeah.
I just, like I said, I just hope financially they've got something to kind of carry them over till they are able to get back open. Hopefully they, have been able to put a little nest egg away over the years.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
So, all of them, like I said, any of the small businesses there, because, like I said, especially, it doesn't look like they have a lot of internal damage as far as to the structure of the building where they're at. So, they may be able to actually, once they get it cleaned out, maybe have a company come in and, those ones that come in and I don't know, they spray like a chemical that kind of takes the smoke smell out and all that. My brother had to do that when they got a bunch of smoke in an apartment he lived in.
I didn't know
because there was an apartment.
I didn't know there was a spray that did that.
I guess. I don't know. The company came in, they sprayed everything basically. It ruined a few things.
Not during Not November.
Oh, yeah, it was December is what was the problem.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh man, it was everywhere.
It's gonna be a white Christmas, boys.
Yeah. But yeah, once they do that, it looks like, unless there's something that changes, it looks like that they might be able to get open sooner than later but they're gonna have to like have money to order
stuff,
a buttload of books and all that. Yeah. Plus for your customers too, like if there were people that had pulling holds and all that kind of stuff, and now you got to be like, hey, you got to go find this stuff somewhere else.
I mean,
sorry.
I would sure like to hope that their customers would understand.
Oh, they'll understand. Yeah. It's just, you never want to do that as a, you want to take care of your,
of course, your people. Yeah. Because your people take care of you.
But you're just, yeah. I mean, the only way you could would be maybe like in this scenario, like if, down the road, you could always, probably reach out to other shops too and be like, hey, do you have any extra copies of, whatever. But yeah, I know that'll sort itself out. But it's just all the way down that ripple effect of stuff. But yeah, like I said, it sucks that you lose all that stuff. And then, insurance, especially because it's collectibles, insurance is going to be really like about everything.
Oh, is it really worth it? Yes, cocksucker.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's the other things. I don't know how that works as far as like if you don't have like an up-to-date inventory of what you actually had. I don't know how insurance pays on that, because then you're going to have to show invoice probably to show them what you paid for stuff, because they're not going to give you what it's worth.
No, of course not. No. They don't want to do
imagine. That. I found that out years ago when my basement flooded and I had baseball cards and comics that got ruined. And when I turned it over to the insurance, and they were basically like, well, can you show us an invoice? And I'm like, well, I can, but like, these are cards from like 15 years ago that are now worth, $100 or whatever. And if I show you the invoice, it's like I paid a pack that I got it out of was like $3.
Yeah.
Or whatever. It's like, like this isn't gonna go well.
Yeah. Like, let me just call Luigi real quick. We'll get this sorted out.
Yeah, dude. And they gave me very little for it, and I lost way more than they gave me. Like there's no way I could go replace, and because I even was like, well, can I show you like eBay numbers to show you what they would cost? And we don't accept eBay. And it's like, of course you don't.
Yeah, why would you? Why would you?
They want you to walk into Target and be able to buy it, and it's like you can't do that with things that are old.
Let me show you this Beckett. We don't believe in sports card price guides.
Yeah. Right. Like, what a nightmare. Anyway. So what do you got?
I already had my first Christmas this past weekend.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because, the parents are going south tomorrow.
Right.
And, that was, and it was on the warmest day of December that I remember.
At least this year so far, yeah.
It was so weird.
Yeah, it was a nice day.
But, wow, Michelle's being loud. But it was just, it's so early, Brian, and like was not prepared for anything.
Right. Yeah. Yep. You're still wearing your Thanksgiving sweater.
Yeah, my pilgrim costume.
Yeah. Giving your mom your hand turkey.
Naturally, as is tradition.
By the way, there's something about that just sounds filthy.
It really does. Yeah.
Giving someone a hand turkey.
They'll give you a hand turkey. I don't know, man. It's just weird.
Yeah, I bet.
I mean, the food was good. And here, the strange thing is, I asked my mom, hey, what do you need me to bring anything? Because I always do. That's how I was raised.
Yeah, of course.
She's like, well, Jen's, because Brian and Jen, my sister and brother-in-law, they went to Mexico for like a short week for some reason.
Okay.
It must be nice, but but my mom was like,
to get a bunch of illegal drugs.
Obviously.
You got to mule them.
But she's like, well, your sister's in Mexico. My sister usually handles dessert. She's like, can you do dessert? Not a problem.
Yeah.
That's fine. It's way better than the salad nobody's going to eat. That's the way I looked at it.
Yeah. Right.
So that's why I made salad for Thanksgiving. No one ate it. So.
And what you should do is, if no one's going to eat it, you should, instead of making that kind of salad, you should make like the old like Jell-O salad.
Oh yeah, I actually
just put like ham in it. Just make a disgusting one.
I thought about honestly making not a disgusting one, but like a Jell-O salad just for funsies. My grandma used to make it with the fruit cocktail in it and shit.
Yeah. Those I never minded. It was those ones that you see like those
recipes
from the 50s. And you're like, yeah, right. You're like, what are you doing?
But so I'm like, yeah, that's fine, Mom. And originally I was gonna make creme brulee. It's really not that hard, right?
And again, as we said last time, you get to play with the torch.
And my boss actually let me borrow his like butane torch. Nice. I'm like, okay, spoiler alert, I never got a chance to use it because my Saturday.
You have neighbors.
Yeah, that's true, but my Saturday turned into a shit show. That Christmas was Sunday. Okay. Saturday turned into a shit show. I'll get to that in a second. But so it's like, all right, I'm just gonna buy a pumpkin pie from Costco, and that's dessert because I no longer have time for creme brulee.
Right. I mean, it's on a 20-inch rim. So,
it's huge.
Yeah,
exactly. Gigantic.
Yeah. I think it's like a 12-inch pie, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that.
Know, it's fucking enormous.
They're massive. Yeah.
So I go to Costco to go pick up the pie. I had to park. So I was almost parked on Central by the gas station. That's how far away I had to park.
Nice. Well, don't they have a trolley or something that comes every once in a while?
I mean, they should have had Sherpas to make sure I was okay or something. It was insane. I felt like I walked into Mad Max. It was lunacy inside.
I'm going to say, I'm sure it probably
was. It was so bad. It was so bad. And then they didn't have like the gift cards I needed to put in cards for the next day too. So I had to go to another place.
Right.
And then they had gift cards, but not anything my parents would like. And I'm like, I'm not going anywhere else. I'm going to buy my parents a gift card for a restaurant I can't remember the name of, and I'm going to tell them that. I don't remember the name of this restaurant. It's in South Carolina. Tell me it. I will buy you a gift card. And that's what I did.
Yeah, that's fair.
But it was such a shit show out there. But so fast forward. The next morning, I already got the kids lined up to meet us at a Christmas tree farm before we go to my mom's. Because we're all going to, we cut the tree down. We do it every year.
Yeah.
We're running late here. Kids are supposed to meet us at 10:30. We're leaving the house. It's 10:27. I'm like,
well, you thought you had plenty of time.
Yes. Also, hold on. Let me make a note to myself so I don't forget. To talk about this because I heard some words. Whatever. It's timely now. Over the weekend, I watched some sort of video, and these two words put together, I've never heard together before, and it makes perfect sense.
Hurry up.
Time poor.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, that's me. I'm time poor.
Yeah, it's a great term.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
Anywho, so we're running late. I'm already starting to get phone calls. Hey, where are you at? I'm like, we're on our way. Like,
you guys were supposed to be here yesterday.
And all three of us drove separate because Leah was going to Monroe after the thing. We needed Logan for his truck for the tree.
Oh,
so Logan's there first. I'm like, is Leah there? Nope, they're not here yet. I'm like, okay, fair enough. So I get a text from Leah 5 seconds later. Hey, where are you at? And they just got there. I'm like, I'm on my way. I'm like, if you guys want to start looking at trees, we'll be there soon. I get halfway there and I go, fuck, I left the pie at home.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So I got to call the kids and I'm like, hey, guys. I need you to do me a favor. I'm like, you've been raised your whole life picking out Christmas trees. I need you to pick out a tree for us because I left the pie at home. Can you guys pay for it? I'll pay you back. Which, yes.
You should have just had them FaceTime you in. That way you were still there.
Dude, it was a fucking disaster.
Oh, man. It sounds like it.
Get the moms, though. Christmas was grand. Everything was delicious and tasty. But my sister Leah made brownies. I brought pumpkin pie.
Right.
My aunt shows up. She made brownies, and my aunt's kind of woo-woo. And she was very bent out of shape that someone else made brownies, and she was trying to figure out who else made brownies because she makes the brownies.
Especially because I'm sure they were superior brownies, probably
Leah's
too.
brownies.
Listen, Jeannie's told me
they're
that.
amazing. I got some upstairs, actually.
Jeannie, and Jeannie's, pretty awesome at baking. Yeah. And when she's like, I bow to her, it's like, whoa.
Leah's brownies are
okay,
amazing.
Then. Yeah.
But so that happens. And then my sister shows up, and I'm sitting on the couch in front of where all the desserts go. There's like a table behind me. And
no, don't lie. It's a table in front of you.
Well, I'm going to spin the couch around. See?
Yeah, this is where the desserts go.
And I just hear my sister go, who else brought dessert? And I turn around, she's got a pie in each hand.
Oh, wow.
So we have all this fucking dessert, right?
That's hilarious.
Get this.
Yeah.
No one.
Your mom's like, I didn't make any main course.
No one ate the pumpkin pie. No one ate my dish again, Brian. Can you believe that shit?
Man, it's got to be tough because you keep trying to poison your family, but they just won't eat the food.
It's horrifying. Just take the food.
It's like when a dog smells their worm pill in their food.
Exactly. Chews all the cheese, spits out the pill.
Yeah.
You son of a bitch.
Your family's over there, like, smelling your pie. Like, what are you doing? Like, nothing?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
Tony, why is this pumpkin pie fizzing?
Mind your business.
Mind your business. Have some pie.
I did yesterday, though.
So you got to, did you bring home the gigantic pie
yeah,
then?
of course we did, yeah. I mean, as people were taking leftovers, my aunt took a slice of pie to take home.
Okay.
So, but regardless, I was still like, really? You know?
Right. Would have been funny if she cuts a piece of pie and it's just like this sliver of pie.
Right.
Like this itty bitty sliver.
But so yesterday.
You're like, seriously, take all you want.
I was talking about how I was kind of, because I gave my boss's torch back. And I was like, man, I'm kind of sad I didn't get to use that torch and make brulee. Because it's been a while. Right?
Right.
And then I was like, wait a minute. I bought the sugar and the raw, and I put a bunch of sugar and raw on top of a slice of pumpkin pie. and then used my butane torch lighter for my cigar.
Yeah.
And bruleed it as much as I could. I think I'm onto something. It was pretty good. I need an actual torch to get the actual, like, you know, crust that you break through. Yeah, but the little bit of caramelization I got from my little torch that kept going out, it was pretty good.
All right. Well, at least you got to experiment a little bit.
It's
I guess.
true. It's true.
Man.
Yeah, I know, right? So let me get it. It's like last weekend it was not the weekend for me.
Yeah.
Got off work. That was cool. Immediately drove out to Holland to pick up her dad's trailer because did I tell you about the appliances?
You told me that you were getting a new oven, I believe.
Okay, we also got a dishwasher because Michelle was like, we should get a dishwasher and I'm paying for it. Okay. That's fine. Okay, and cool. Black Friday prices, right?
Did you already have a space for a dishwasher?
Yeah, we had a dishwasher and it was shit when we moved in, and then it just died.
Okay,
and we haven't had.
Okay, because
it's been an empty void in our counter for 2 years.
Because otherwise, I'm trying to think of in your kit. I'm like, how the hell did you fit it?
Yeah.
You know, like, there's not really extra space.
We have it. It just stopped working. And, and here's where it gets weird because it used to leak water all over the place. When it
oh god, yeah,
so
that's right. I don't know how I forgot about that.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Friday I pick up the trailer. I go to Lowe's. I wait at Lowe's for like 40 minutes for them to pull my shit out of the back. Yeah. Load up the trailer, go home, yank all the shit inside, take the trailer back. It was a shit show.
Yeah, right.
Right? And then I'm like, oven's easy. You pull it away from the wall, you unplug it, you put the new one in. That's easy.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So I did that.
Oh, yeah, because you have electric.
I have electric,
yeah. Yeah, that's right.
And thank God.
I was like, huh? Oh, yeah, electric.
So that was easy. Easy peasy. The new oven's great. It's weird. It's a smart oven. And I'm like, this is annoying, but I used the app a little bit yesterday. It's kind of nice. Yeah. Because you can go preheat it, and then you set a timer, and when the timer's over, it just cuts the heat off.
Oh,
and I'm like, that's actually really nice.
Yeah, okay.
But regardless.
Yeah.
My Friday was such a nightmare. I'm like, I'm going to do a dishwasher tomorrow. I'm done. Right?
Right.
Play the little hell divers with my guys at work for like an hour, and I'm like, I got to go to bed because I was so tired.
Yeah.
Boom. Next day. I'm like, all right. We get up. I got up before she did. I made some coffee, did a little Sea of Thieves. Had ahead of time. I was fucking Donald Ducking it in my thing here.
Nice.
Good times. Because I've treated this like a robe now. This thing.
Yeah.
It is so warm. But I'm like, all right, it's time for me to start working on the dishwasher. For me to do this though, because my fuse box is labeled so shittily. I don't know what fuse it is.
God.
So I'm like, I'm gonna just kill the power I'm killing the power to the house so I can disconnect the electricity.
Well, that's the safe move, especially if it's not marked well.
Because here's the thing: is I took the little kick plate off the bottom dishwasher so I could look underneath and see what I was gonna deal with.
Yeah.
The motherfuckers that installed it, the people that lived here before us. I told you it used to leak water everywhere.
Yeah.
They just had the thing hardwired with wire nuts, and they're just sitting on the tile floor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's smart.
I'm like, what the fuck? Because I saw the hard wiring, and I go down in my basement. I could just see where they just took your regular wired by the hardware store and drilled a hole. And And I'm like,
wow.
you motherfuckers.
Wow. Yeah.
So that's why I killed the power so I could do that. And I'm, disconnect all the shit. And it was a crime scene under that thing. I found an old tater tot, a fork that wasn't ours.
Right. Whoa. It is too.
No, it's if someone dug through my garbage, it's theirs now. I'm like, fuck this fork. Like I picked it up, but I'm like, I don't know if this is ours. I look at it, IKEA. Nope.
Do you know why it was there? It was there to stab the tater tot.
Yeah, dude. Well, yeah. Oh god, the tater tot was vile. Bomber tried to eat it. Yeah. God damn it.
Well, of course,
because she's a pig.
Right. You slapped her out of the way and ate it yourself, of course.
Naturally.
It's like finders keepers, like I said.
But so now because of this revelation of it being hardwired, now I'm like, I gotta go back to the hardware store. I gotta buy a little fucking conduit box, an outlet. I'm gonna turn this hardwire into an outlet in my basement, and then just run the power cord through the floor.
Yeah, which makes more sense.
Now I have an outlet that I can unplug the dishwasher.
Right. Well, and that's the thing too, right? It's like you already got the shit going. You might as well do it right.
Yeah. So
versus just half-ass it.
So my little dishwasher install project turned into a whole event.
Of course,
it was a shit show.
Yeah.
But
you got it up and running.
Yeah,
right?
I got it up and running, and then the Costco experience happened.
Yeah, boy,
and then we came home, and it was like, my buddies were like, "See a thief?" So I'm like, "Yeah, I'll play a little bit." We played till like 1 a.m.
Oh, jeez.
That's part of the reason we're running late the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So last night when I got home from work, I was just fucking dead, and I realized, Brian,
I imagine,
I need to sleep more as an older man.
It's funny because sleep is such an interesting thing because so many people don't need, like, I can go 4 hours and function pretty well for a long time.
Yeah.
But once I hit that wall, my body just starts shutting it down. Like there's no second wind, right? So, and I was reading something the other day about how there's a really small percentage of people that can function on 4 hours of sleep. Not like I'm talking about, but I mean, that's all they need.
Really?
Like me, I'm going to have to, you don't really catch up sleep, but you know what I mean? Like my body's going to go, you need to go to sleep.
You need to be down for a little longer.
Yeah. Your battery's empty, bro. It's time to go recharge.
Yeah.
So, but then there's people that I remember Jen's one grandma, she slept she was in her 80s. She only slept like 3 hours a night.
Jesus Christ.
That was it.
That's insane to me.
Yeah. And she, I imagine through the day, maybe she kind of, watching a little TV and, off in the
My
chair
favorite.
or something, Yeah. But I don't know. I never saw that, because we're there all day. So, but yeah, I just remember because Jen's uncle would talk about it, how, she'd go to bed at 8 or 9 o'clock. And by midnight, she's basically like wide awake.
Yeah, it's wild.
And he's like, she's up and moving. And I'm worried because, she's up and moving around and I don't know what's going on. And, sometimes she would start like cooking like paprikash or,
Jesus Christ. Imagine waking up.
Well,
that paprikash.
Oh, man. You're trying to go to sleep.
Yeah.
And and you're like, oh, that smells amazing. She's getting all that paprika in there.
Yeah, for
man,
sure.
It smells amazing. And she made banging paprikash. But, it's like me every once in a while, like I'd be right as I'm falling asleep, like my mom would get up and she's frying up bacon. And I'm like, man, looks like I'm going to have some bacon.
Well, I mean, yeah, bacon is better than everything else.
Well, I just eat like a massive breakfast and then it's like, well, I'll see you in a week.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to go hibernate now.
Yes.
Because I got to sleep this off.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it's why I said it's crazy how some people, as they age, need less and less. Because I've read different stuff that talks about like when you're like a teenager, I think it is, or a child, but especially a teenager, you need a lot of sleep.
You're doing all your growing.
And then it kind of funnels.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it funnels down because typically we're, our bodies, internally, our bodies are not as active as we age. Everything slows down in our body.
And
so you don't need all that energy.
Like I feel like with me, I was just so busy. Like in the past couple weeks, I've been so busy at work. And then it was that weekend. It's really. Like we got home from Christmas. I put up Christmas lights and shit, I mean.
Right. Well, it's like your phone, right?
Yeah.
Like if every day, if you only charge your phone to 50%, and that's where you start your day, your phone's going to die every day, right?
Yeah.
Like you're going to drain that battery, and that's what you're doing to yourself. You know,
and I couldn't believe
you for sure needed
like
that recharge.
I got home from work and did some shit, and then said, Michelle was even like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just done.
Exhausted.
I'm just done."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, I thought maybe you want to play like Yakuza or something." And I'm like, I don't even want to think. And then I ended up throwing it on because we're trying to watch Muppet Christmas Carol, and Disney Plus was just not cooperating for some reason. Which
That's
also,
blasphemy.
if you watch it, they added, because you can see in the very beginning of the movie, it says Walt Disney, movies or whatever presents.
Yeah.
And it's like a really crisp, clean looking font. And then it goes to the movie and it's fuzzy. And it's like, you fuckers added this.
Well, right. Yeah. Well, yeah, because I think they bought the Muppets
early 2000s.
That came out.
And the Muppet, that was like early 90s.
That was the 90s.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what they've done.
I'm sitting there watching, I'm like, wait a minute, that looked too nice. But
I mean, they could have at least had their graphic designer fuzz it up a little bit to try to mimic. Yeah, jeez.
Yeah. Anywho, but and I ended up throwing on some Yakuza, and I put this thing on. I put my hood up. I'm just on the couch.
Oh, that's a terrible idea.
I fell asleep
I'm
playing the
surprised
game.
you even played anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there was one point I heard her go, Michelle go, "Did you just fall asleep?" I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
She's like, "Because you were playing and then you were snoring."
You can't put a blanket near Tony on a couch because if you do, he'll immediately go to sleep.
I was just busted.
It's very similar to like when you throw a sheet over a bird cage and they think it's night and go to sleep.
Well, and then, I mean, that should have been my first sign to go to bed. I was freezing.
Really, yeah.
And whenever I get really tired, I get cold.
It's probably because our bodies drop in temperature so we can sleep.
So I was like, I'm like, God, I'm so fucking. So I put, like I said, put this on, put the hood up, put a blanket on my lap. I'm like,
oh, now you're all cozy.
Yeah, and then I just passed out playing the game, and I'm like, I gotta go to bed. Woke up feeling like $1 million
for
bucks.
Sure.
So,
well, that's good. Well, I hope you get the recharge you need because it's important. It's the old. You can't pour from an empty cup.
Yeah, well, and all
that's
why I was like, man, we got to start like right away because I just don't want to be up late, if possible.
Understandable, right? Yeah. No, I get you, man. It sucks when you hit that point.
Oh, I know, right? I've been watching Delicious in the Dungeon as well. It's an anime on Netflix. Okay. It's very entertaining. If you're into
it sounds very familiar.
If you're into, like a D&D type environment, you should watch it.
Okay.
I'm not going to really give much away, but it's like an adventure show meets a cooking show. It's wild.
Okay. Which explains the title
Delicious
a
in the
little more
Dungeon.
Then. Yeah. Slide this down so I can see if it's in my queue or not. I think I had it in there.
Oh, yeah. Tomorrow's our big Christmas party at work. I can't wait.
Oh, yeah. Exciting.
Yeah, right in the middle of the day. An hour lunch that I already get, but I don't have to clock out for it. And then they're going to feed us probably food.
Yeah, well, I guess it's one of those tours. It's like you appreciate the effort, but also it's like, you just give me a bonus.
Yeah, I was talking about that today. I told a guy, I'm like
I'd rather,
because I was like, don't forget, man, tomorrow's our Christmas thing. So I'm like, you're gonna be going home with a new sweatshirt and a ham and a full belly. And he was just kind of like, yeah. And I'm like, I don't know about you. I'd rather just have the money. Like you can keep your dinner and your ham. Just give me a bonus.
Yeah. Like even if it was like $30 or something, it's like cool, $30.
I don't know if I ever talked about it on the show. But my old supervisor, when I first started working there, would hand out Christmas cards, right?
Yeah.
And when I first started, he walked by with a sack of cards. Oh, reach in and pull one out. I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Open it up.
Was it a sack of fun?
It was a sack of fun. but I opened it up, and it's just a Merry Christmas, and there was like a $10 Kroger gift card. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm thinking like, is this really my Christmas bonus? And I was kind of like bitchy about it.
Yes.
And then another dude told me, he's like, oh no, that's not from corporate. That's from John. He does that. And I'm like,
Oh, that's nice
I'm like,
of him to
wow,
do
that's
that.
really cool,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
There's like a couple $50 ones mixed in, you know. But that was something he did every
Yeah.
Christmas.
Oh, okay. I
And
like
I'm
that.
like,
That's
you know
kind of
what?
cool that there's
My rage is over because I thought it was from corporate. This is just him going out of pocket doing it for his guys. That's cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. It's like when it's corporate, you're like, really, cheapskates?
Yeah, exactly.
When it's just some random dude, you're like, that's pretty cool.
Like, that's
He
cool,
actually
you bro.
bothered.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. The year that Christmas I worked at Best Buy, the guy who ran the home office department, which is where I worked, he gave us all like gave everybody like a $5 scratcher or whatever. And I was like, that's cool of him to do. He didn't have to do this. It's only $5 worth. One of the dudes in there hit like $300, bought us all dinner.
Oh, nice.
So it turned out even better.
You know what's weird and kind of sad is all the different weird jobs I've had. I think my biggest Christmas bonus, because I don't think we got Christmas, at least I didn't get Christmas bonuses at the print shop.
Yeah.
Best one I ever got was the 6 months I did Inside the Five.
Yeah.
It was just $100 bill and a Christmas card with an Uber gift card. Wow. Yeah, and I was like, wow, for
that's
only
really
working
nice.
part-time here for a few months, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, you'd feel like that's more of a we'll give full-timers that kind of thing, and the part-timers will give, a slap on the ass or something.
I was just like, huh.
Or
I thought it was
a free
cool.
pint in the bar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
That would have been funny if they just gave everybody Inside the Five gift cards.
They got.
Even then, though, I would have been like, free beer, free food.
I'm sure with as well as they're doing now, their Christmas party probably isn't anything like it was the first year. That was a wild.
Yeah, probably not.
That was a wild Christmas party.
Right.
Weird how things change.
Yeah,
yes.
I think that was about the kind of. I had a manager at Hollywood Video the one time, and she gave everybody. I think she gave us all something. It was something like that. It was like a $5 scratcher, and then she gave us she made up little bags of candies for everybody, and she kind of catered them to if she knew you really loved M&Ms, she'd make sure there were M&Ms in there, that kind of stuff. So it was a little thoughtful. It was nothing crazy, but it was it's still nice. That was about the best I ever got. So of course I worked really shitty jobs, so they were minimum wage-ish jobs. Yeah.
Also,
I was lucky to get anything.
Yeah.
But, I was very, appreciative of it because, again, people don't have to bother. No. And I for sure didn't. Then I, was like, oh, I feel like I should do something for her now.
Yeah,
and then she was like, nobody, no pressure. I just like to give things and blah, blah. I was like, okay.
Okay, thanks.
And you are making significantly more money than most of us working here.
Yes,
so.
Exactly.
Even though it's still shit money, it's still significantly more than most of us are making working here.
Yes.
So, whatever. Yeah. Still cool to do. Like I said, I appreciate when people do that stuff out of their pocket because you definitely don't have to. And, a lot of times, some of the people doing it, it's like, I know they ain't rich by any means or whatever, but they're still
being
making
generous,
sure.
Which is nice.
Just being cool people.
Spreading the holiday spirit or whatever.
Right. Yeah. Meanwhile, when everyone wasn't looking, I stole all their bags of candy.
Ah, fuckers.
Because I'm a mean one, Mr.
Hell yeah. Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Fringe it up.
No, of course not. It was funny, though, because a lot of us just ended up she was the manager. You probably don't remember her. Her name was Patty, but actually her daughters went to Whitmer with me. I think one was older and one was the same age as me, but she always had candy in the back. It wasn't I just bought candy from the store. She would bring in a Costco or Sam's Club tub of M&Ms or Twizzlers.
That's a terrible idea.
Oh, it was so bad, dude. I had to, and she put it in the manager's office, because we weren't supposed to have food out on the floor, So she put it in the manager's office. So I'm sitting back there just doing paperwork, and there's just a bucket of Twizzlers there, and I'm like,
"Yep."
Also,
you have to smash.
You have to remember that they're not just for you.
Bullshit.
Yeah. No one else is here.
Can we talk about licorice that isn't licorice real quick? Like a Twizzler.
Sure.
Let's go.
Oh, right? Okay. Sure. Yeah.
So have you had the Willy Wallabies Australian?
Yes.
Okay. fucking incredible, right?
Love it.
Delicious.
Yeah. I've had they've had watermelon, strawberry, or cherry, and there was another one that I had. I can't remember. I've had 3 different types.
Can
anyway,
I tell
so
you
far.
what's the best thing ever? And I found it at Tractor Supply.
There's so many places my brain can go here. What?
So it's Willy Wallabies, the licorice, but it's a pack of it like M&Ms, and they're cut into little chunks.
Oh,
it's
that's nice.
Incredible.
Yeah,
because that bag you see on the shelf, you know, the normal bag, I will eat the whole bag because I'm a piggy boy.
Me too. Yep.
Right, but the small bag hits the craving in a smaller quantity.
Okay, that's good because you're 100% right. Because the first time a guy is in a Twitter group I'm in a while ago posted a picture of him and was because we were talking about something and I was making comments how I've been eating Twizzlers and he was like, "Fuck Twizzlers, upgrade to this." So I got a bag of them and they are significantly more than they're like twice the price of Twizzlers basically.
For sure. But you get a lot more
so
too.
Good. It was so good. But oh my God.
I mean, I had the same thing. The bag, I'm like, Willy Wallabies. What is Australian licorice? Let me try it.
Also, if you look, I don't think it's actually Australian.
I don't think it is either.
I think it's from like Chicago.
But and I'm just like munching on it as I'm driving, and then suddenly it's gone. Man.
Yep.
Unreal.
Yeah, I was watching, some, TV or something, and I'm just throwing a few pieces in my mouth, and I look down, and I'm like, I ate the whole bag.
Yeah. Like, so if you see the tiny bags, they're incredible.
Okay. Because what I started doing was I kept the bag out in the kitchen, and I would just dump it into like those little Ziploc snack bags where you just can't really overfill. That way I was like, well, I can at least try to control my savageness.
My brain would have sabotaged me there because I would have been like, all right, I'm going to put them. I'm going to use the example for potato chips because this is what I do. Is I go, if I take the bag, I'm going to eat so many chips.
Yes.
So I'm like, let me get a bowl. And I'm going to overfill the bowl. And I'm going to eat all those chips. And then I'm going to go, I should probably get another bowl of chips.
See, I don't generally do that. So yeah, I sometimes I do. It depends on what it is. Sometimes you're eating something and you're like, man, that was really good. I should have some more of that. And
have you had the Costco chicken pot pie?
No, I have not.
It's delicious, for one. It's the same size as pumpkin pie, so. Also, don't let them fool you, because the same night I bought the pumpkin pie, it's probably because I had the mental trauma of being there, but I looked over and it was like chicken pot pie, $3.98. I'm like, $3.98? That's dinner.
A pound.
It was.
Was it? Oh, okay.
So I get to the scan it, and I'm like, Deet! And it's like $23. I'm like, what the fuck?
Which really, though, for a chicken pot pie that size, that's still not bad. Because most places,
it's
like if you go to KFC or one of those places and get a pot pie, I think it's like $7.
Yeah, I mean, for the price, but when you're in your head, you're like, I just bought dinner for 2 nights. For $4
for $4,
and it turns out to be 23, and I was so defeated. I'm like, I don't even care. I just want to leave. Like I'm gonna buy it. Whatever,
It's very similar to buying a new car.
Yes,
like they had you so worn down they could have sold you anything on your way out. Like for some reason, hot dogs are like $25 on the way out, and you're like, I'll still take 2.
Oh no. I heard the guy threaten to murder people over the hot dog prices.
Oh, I know. I know.
I will fucking kill you. But so the piggy boy, right? We have pot pie, and we're about ready to start thieving it up. And I'm like, I should put away the pot pie before we get it involved because I don't want to forget.
Right.
And I go out there and I'm like, let me just gather it up, put it back in the container, and I'm like, let me get a fork and have a couple more bites.
I mean, you got to. Like when I made mashed potatoes last night, and I'm putting them away, and I'm like, man, it's too bad that this giant spoonful will not fit in the container.
Fortunately, it really fits in my face.
Fit in the container. It fit right in my face. So I understand. I do that.
Yeah, I was just like, just a couple more bites. I mean, why not?
Yeah, whatever.
What's it gonna
it'll
hurt?
fit in the container better this way.
Yeah. The container I bought it in when it was a whole pie.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, you're just justifying it to yourself, so you don't really have to convince anyone.
That's true.
You know?
That's true.
Yeah.
You know,
I've for sure. I did that with. I made spaghetti a couple nights. Well, it's technically not spaghetti because I had fettuccine noodles. I didn't have any spaghetti noodles,
pasta.
but
you know, pasta.
Yeah, I made pasta, and it was funny though because we talked last week with the QoftheW for this week actually is the what's the food with the best last first bite.
Yes.
And by the way, we can go right into that off of this if you want. Oh no, I have a couple things. Or one thing anyway. Right. Actually, you know what? We'll figure it out. Anyway.
Okay.
So anyway, so that was the question of the week. So, I made the pasta. I mean, that's what I had tonight. Like when I got up, I'm like, I need to eat something. I'm like, oh, there's about a bowl of it left. Dude, there was probably 2 bowls there, but my fat the piggy boy ass ate all of it. But then it was like, well, I need a piece of bread now because I haven't eaten enough already, and there's sauce in the bowl.
The sop.
I have to deal with right. Yeah. So of course, got bread and butter, and got in there and took care of that mess. Because I mean, what am I going to do? Just rinse the bowl out like a savage?
Would you rather that sauce go in your face or down the drain? Come on.
I'll tell you what. I should have stopped about halfway through that bowl and not had the bread, but yeah, here we are.
So you remember
I'm feeling real full.
You remember Dan Pashman and his capicola or whatever the fuck that pasta's called? What's it called? Rigapasha, Pasha Tony.
Oh my god, I can't think of the name of it. I know what you're talking about though. Cascatelli, right. There you go. So I kept Capitelli kept popping in my head, and I'm like, that's not right.
So what if
or Cavatappi, sorry.
Our new quest is to somehow bake some sort of breadstick that looks like the head of a mop. It's got like so you can get the sop really easy, and then you
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like an edible mop head.
Like it just so it'd be similar to like string cheese to where it's a salad item, but then could become no. I'm saying like it's a salad item that you could kind of shred a little bit, and then it would,
Yeah, there you go.
That's what I was meaning. Yeah, I just meant in like look. I didn't mean that you wanted to be like a giant piece of cheese or something. Although
keep talking.
A breadstick with melty cheese inside that I can then sop up all my pasta sauce with? Go on.
Yes, I'm interested and intrigued.
Oh man. But it was, it was
sop mop.
It's like the perfect ending,
Writes
man.
Itself.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's something from the 50s. Didn't the kids used to go to those?
Hey, yeah, yes.
The sop mops? Yes. Yeah. They danced to the rock and roll music.
Until the principal shut them down.
Yeah.
Principal.
Principal old man. Yeah.
Principal old man it is.
Yeah. All right, so I have one thing before we jump into the QoftheW. I forgot.
Let's do it.
Apparently this is from a week ago. I don't know how I didn't see it then. But Miller High Life is making a cologne that says it smells like a dive bar.
Oh my God. Hold on. I got to look this up. High Life.
Okay.
Cologne.
I'm sure it's sold. It's probably sold out by now. I don't, I haven't looked that up, but oh God.
It's called Dive Bar Fume.
Yep.
Oh,
so it says to achieve
the
dive bar smell, they blended cedarwood and patchouli to bring the smell of a bar top to mind. Tobacco and leather are blended in to recreate the bar stool smell, which I ain't trying. Yeah, it's like it says here. It's like, please tell us you're not sniffing the bar stool.
Have you ever walked into a dive bar and you're like, ooh, leather, unless there's like bikers?
Never. I mean... Yeah. It says, was it Champaca blossom is included to recreate the smell of a Miller High Life opening.
That's interesting.
It says an odd choice since flowers are not what comes to mind when most beers are popped. Accurate. And sea
hop
salt
flowers.
meant to bring the smell
Hold on. Hop flowers.
What? Yeah, but not probably this kind of flower.
Yeah.
But and also sea salt meant to bring the smell of a basket of fries are the final blend. I really want to smell this cologne. I'm just curious. I mean, I wouldn't spend $40 on it though. That's for dang sure. But
I mean, that's hilarious. Yeah. No, I don't want this pop-up ad. Oh,
right.
Dive bar fume.
Also, I gotta say, fail on their part for not having a link to it in the article.
They do suck.
Like, how do you not have a link to it?
I mean,
jerks. Anyway,
I'm sure on High Life's actual webpage.
Yeah, like that's why I said it's probably sold out already. Otherwise, I mean, I'm sure each of us will be getting a bottle of it, for
a little
Christmas.
behind the ears.
So, yeah, for sure.
It's like
a little up
Sex
behind
Panther.
the ears and on the taint. Yeah, for sure.
Let's see here. Man, I really despise having. I need to get the same keyboard at home. I'm telling you. My fingers don't know what's happening anymore.
That'd be too easy, my friend.
That's true.
Too easy.
Let's see. Yes, I was born December 10th,
2027.
2002. Sure, that works.
Yeah.
I don't want to. No, I don't want to join the High Life. I just want to.
Kids, if you're listening, don't listen to the hack that Tony just employed to get into an alcohol website.
That's what I like to call a pro hacker move.
Right. That's what always makes me laugh when you have to put in your birthday. It's like somebody can't just take 20 years off of whatever year it is, or 21 years, I
mean, that was all the rage when back in the early days of porn, right? Well, what's your birthday? Yeah, definitely old enough. I don't even see it on
totally
the website.
Old enough.
It's got to be gone.
What?
Yeah.
Probably.
Oh,
yeah.
shit. A High Life tree skirt? Sign me up.
Yeah.
Actually,
you gotta live that. Your tree needs to leave the High Life.
I'm not mad at the Miller High Life Moon Girl on a diner mug.
Oh, yeah.
I like diner mugs. They're usually pretty
like
heavy ceramic mugs that hold their heat real well. Big fan. Although this one looks pretty thin. I see what you're doing, High Life.
Yeah, it very well could be, because you know how that goes.
Yeah.
A lot of companies like to be cheap.
Boy, do they. Well, that's kind of annoying, but I was hoping to at least see it on their webpage. There ain't shit on here.
That's too bad.
I know, right?
Yeah, it must be that it's sold out already, or it's not available yet. One or the other.
Oh, that's.
I would assume it's just sold.
if Christmas right around the corner, it's got to be.
It's got to be sold out.
It's got to be sold out.
I can't imagine.
Yeah.
Right. I'm looking at the new arrivals, and you would think it would be right at the top if it was available.
If it arrived,
but I don't see it. Yes. I will say they have a lot of different designs.
Dude, their merch
they have a pretty robust merch store.
Rules.
Yeah. It's actually surprising. Because man, that belt buckle. Oh, that's classic right there. Oh, dude, they got a Green Girl in the Moon can wrap.
I mean, that's cool.
Koozie.
I mean, I have a High Life koozie.
Oh, do you? Oh, yeah, that's right. You do. Yeah. I forgot. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, enough of that. Guess we won't find it on their website.
No, I'm sad now.
Me too.
You make me sad.
Very sad. Yes.
Anyway,
yeah. So
fast forward to QoftheW then, eh?
Yeah.
Beauty. Yep. So as we said earlier, last week we asked y'all, what food item has the best last bite? Here on people do not like answering our questions sometimes. Here on Face Page, Zach says it's the center of a warm cinnamon roll. I'll not be debating this.
Oh, that's a good answer,
that is
though.
Solid.
Oh, that is really good. I was talking to my mom about this, and I said, I think the problem that some people had with this is they weren't really thinking about the last bite, because it's like, what makes the last bite better than the first bite?
Right.
Like you said with the bread, right? Or that is a perfect answer, because that outside bite of the cinnamon roll is delicious.
But the inside.
But that inside,
where all the
you
get into
is.
that inner cinnamon roll meat, like the soft underbelly of the cinnamon roll.
Oh, for sure.
It's like the tenderloin
right there. Definitely. That's a great answer. Well done,
I'll have
sir.
a loin of roll. What? Just cut me out the center.
Okay.
Oh.
Because he's right. Because I remember I used to peel all the outside off and save that last bit.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. Like you savored that last bite. So that's a great answer.
Very solid. That's in a face page, which is shocking because normally that's very productive.
Wow.
Over here on Instagram, Staten Island Jesus himself, Prado, checking in.
I swear I saw some on my, like when I shared it.
Let me go back and look because I didn't pull up the shared thing. I didn't see that. He says a Royale with cheese.
Right.
I'm also going to add Missy Buddy to Prado.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting because if I was going to say a cheeseburger, especially a fast food cheeseburger, do you know what I would probably pick is more that it would be like when you scrape the cheese off the paper.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay.
Right? Like at the,
Yeah, there's...
Because you're...
Oh, good.
Is there more?
Yeah, you got 3 under the one you shared, so we're good.
Okay, I thought so. Yeah. Okay, I was going to say, maybe I was crazy. But, that's what to me would be the real winner there, is that cheese that kind of, caramelizes. It's just a little bit harder than the cheese on the burger. Yeah, something about that's just special. All right, what else you got here?
So Kiki, she says Devil's Food chocolate cake.
Okay.
So I don't know about that, unless it's with ice cream, because like the last bite of cake with like that melted ice cream, that's a jam.
Yeah. The only thing I can think of with cake would be like if there's like frosting on it. Sometimes the edge has more frosting. Like if you were saving that piece of it. So yeah, because I wondered that too, because I could see a lot of desserts. Because like you said, I'm like you. I like when that ice cream's a little melty and I get that last piece of cake in there.
Oh,
yeah. It reminds me a little almost of eating like like when you get like a brownie sundae or something. For sure. Like you get those bites and you're just like, this is heaven. Yeah.
Wow. Here's another name I haven't seen in a long time. Ben Domshot.
Oh wow.
He says burritos. Which I'm gonna argue on this one. I think the middle of the burrito is better than the end of the burrito.
It's interesting because if it's made properly, I'm with you.
Yeah.
If it's like a Taco Bell burrito, there's a lot of times where all the good stuff is in one end.
I see.
So you get in the middle and you're like, wow, this is all just beans. And then you get to the end and it's got like the cheese and all the sauce and everything. You're like, oh, this is a really good bite.
Okay.
So
fair enough.
But if it's a consistent burrito, I'm with you that it's like, I actually think the middle is where the real...
I want that center cross section.
Yeah. Well, that's why I remember on the internet when whoever it was like bit into the middle of the burrito first and everyone was just
aghast,
crying blasphemy. Yeah.
And then Brenda says barbecue.
See, I'd say the same thing. Lara, my question would be, what about the last bite makes it better than any of the other bites?
I'm not sure on that one, unless it's a burnt
end type
barbecue situation. Not like burnt end, but,
maybe,
get a little extra crispiness on the edges sometimes.
Yeah.
But if it's like a barbecue sandwich, I don't get it.
Right?
Yeah.
My mom mentioned meatloaf because, if you get that edge piece, it's got that like real crunchiness to it. And, that I could see. And because I was like, see, that's where I would say like pizza even, because like a Detroit style pizza.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes I'll leave that buttery, crispy edge for the very end.
For sure. It's like dessert.
I'll try not. Yeah, exactly. Whereas the rest, I like the rest of the pizza, but it's like that's the reason you get the Detroit style is for that buttery, crispy edge.
Hell yeah. That's all I got.
All right. Cheeto says he says I got to go sandwich with this answer because I can't think of anything off a plate or out of a bowl that has the best last bite. And he says he's going to say a sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddle. Says I tend to eat most sandwiches perimeter first, so I always have the middle as my last bite. And there's something about that fucking McGriddles.
All right, see, he has a different sandwich technique than I do because I'm thinking like the middle's way better. But if he saves the middle for last, okay, I get it.
Yeah. Right. And I think that's what he's saying there. So okay. He says salty selections, a burger loaded with all the fixins, which Patsy's Pizza, the square pizza you boys had, he said the same thing I said about the Detroit style. He's like, I always save that edge crust for last, and it's a hell of a bite. And he is correct. That edge crust on that was
a hell of a bite.
Quite nice. Yep. And he says, and I guess I did think of something off a plate or bowl, spaghetti. that last bit of meat sauce with the last piece of meatball and the last crust of bread. That's a good bite.
There you go.
Like, yes, sir.
There you go.
All right. Well, let's see here. Well, I have 3 for you to pick from this week because right as you signed on, I was about to go look for more and I ran out of time.
How about 1? Dun, dun, dun.
1. It is the loneliest number I've heard.
It is.
All right. If you could visit any country for a month, where would you go?
That's a good question. Because for me, it's going to center on food. If you want me to... go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, see, mine encompasses multiple things that I love here.
Okay.
Mine would be Italy.
Okay.
Because 1, food. 2, art. I'd get to go see all that amazing art and architecture and stuff that's there. And the word game that I play, there's a guy in there that I don't know if he's from Italy or he spent a lot of time in Italy, but he was telling someone else in our group who visited Italy all the cool things to go that are not the tourist things.
No.
And, and he's like, I can tell you where to eat. I can tell you all the, and he's like, and you won't have as many people, you're still going to have a lot of people, but you won't have all the tourists up your ass. The only downside from what I've understood is it's a ton of walking.
Well, yeah.
Because there's a lot of stuff you cannot access via, elevator or whatever. Like you just have to climb stairs. And so that would stink on ice. But from like I said, mainly the food and the art. I mean, how could you not want to go to Italy and experience the food and the art,
True.
So that would be mine.
It's a good answer. Part of me wants to go like Greece because I love Greek food. I'd love to see the Mediterranean. Right. Here's
a callback. You love olive oil and
olive oil. Yeah. That is a callback. That's hilarious. So I got that one. I got like Thailand. Same reason. Love the food. I've never obviously been to Asia. I'd love to check that out. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Or Japan. I think that'd be cool too.
Yeah. I think Japan would be really cool because it just all the pictures I've seen and when people go, it seems like it's a whole different. Like it just is a thing that doesn't exist anywhere else.
Yeah, so I'm kind of leaning Japan.
That's a great answer, I think. Plus, again, the food. Yeah. I'm sure there's plenty of delicious food to be had.
Just think about the panty machines. Yes.
Yeah, for sure. Tony's taking extra empty suitcases.
Hell, yeah.
They ain't coming back empty, though.
Not at all.
His balls will be.
Yeah.
Gonna go celebrate the new year if you know what I'm saying.
The year of the I got nothing.
Yeah. Who knows? All right. Yeah. That's a good answer though, I think too, because just the culture of it I think would be really cool to experience. The downside, of course, would be having zero clue what anybody's saying.
Well,
same with Italy.
Modern technology,
I don't know what the hell you're talking. True. It is. We do live in a world where I can just hold my phone out and it'll translate.
For sure.
But still, yeah.
I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be sad with going to the peninsula in Mexico, where like Cancun and shit is, because that's fucking beautiful too.
Right. I just figured you would pick some isolated mountain somewhere, that way you could finally go live your life as a man with a horse on a mountain.
I'm getting there, Brian. I'm getting close.
Tony, where would you like to go? The North Pole.
Yeah, exactly. You know where they filmed
I'm gonna go
The
become
Thing?
Santa.
That outpost.
Yeah. The International Space Station. Does that count? I want to get stuck up there for 6 months.
I want to float around and lose bone density.
Seriously, those poor astronauts.
Right.
Supposed to be up there for like a week. 6 months later. And they're still not coming home for like a few months.
What's the over-under? They've just watched each other nude and done things.
I hope so at this point.
Exactly.
I mean, really.
Right.
Like you got to do something to pass some time. Yeah. It's like, hey, our service is over. They should just be having fun now. Throwing ragers, having,
Oh, yeah. Wild space orgies.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just those two, but, whatever.
Yeah,
no, I'm sure there's other.
Them and all the voices in their head now.
Yeah. It's like having 50 people there.
All right. Crazy.
Yikes. All right. So there you go. The question again is, if you could visit any country for a month, where would you go?
Show us what you got. Or something.
And if you really want to show us what you got, head over to patreon.com/saltylanguage.
That was a good plug. Timestamp that. That was a good plug.
I couldn't go into the website first. It was right there, you know. So yeah. But yeah, it's, you know, we have all sorts of content over there for like, there's some for free and there's some at the $3 price point. So, you know, if you could help us out, we'd appreciate it. And hopefully you appreciate and like what's been put up.
Hope so. God damn.
But also head over to saltylanguage.com where you can find, I don't know if we really have links for this week. Doesn't really look like it. So may not be links this week, but you can find links to other things like our social medias and
T-shirts,
my other podcasts,
perfect Christmas
and all that
gift.
Stuff. T-shirts, yeah. Like Salty Language, the flamethrower.
I wish we should develop that.
Kids love
them.
It.
Brulee my pie.
Yeah, we should. Yeah.
I am going to buy a kitchen torch, and I should write on it Salty Language, the flamethrower.
You should, yeah. I wish we could get just like a small batch of them done without it being obnoxiously expensive, because I would so do it. It'd just be so fun to have.
With enough patrons, Brian, we can do this.
Yeah.
So patreon.com/saltylanguage.
Yes. Double plug. I like it.
Double plug.
Hit him with the old wobbly H of plugs.
Goddamn right.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, if please check out tangentboundnetwork.com also. It's the network we're part of. If you need a home for your show, they're also there for that. And if you talk to Mark, what do you got for Mark this week?
Oh, man. Patreon.com/saltylanguage, Mark. You should check it out someday.
He should. He should be our prime sponsor.
He should be. I mean, we sponsor him every
all the
week.
Things we've done. That's right. Yeah. That's right. Oh, man. Yeah, if you want to find us on the socials, you can find us on Twitter at salty_language. You can find me on Threads, Blue Sky, Instagram, Twitter. Yeah, I think that's most of it. At Stunami.
You can find me on Instagram at The Monotony, at Salty Language on TikTok. There is stuff there. Enjoy it. Have it. Love it. And we already said Salty Language Pod on YouTube, which is nice. Yep. Yeah, while you can. I mean, for whatever may happen to it, and just for my general lack of interest in social media anymore.
Also that, yeah.
And yeah, Brian, you got yourself a little side project.
I do. Just recorded a new episode the other night. Well, I guess it wasn't the other night, but it's been half a week, but whatever.
They don't know that.
It's called The Crazy Life. It's usually just me and Heno talking about different stuff. This week, our friend, as you mentioned on the QoftheW, Kiki joined us. And I think we had a really good talk, actually, about creativity and art and different stuff. It's kind of, off of Heno has read Rick Rubin's book, and with me reading it, I talked about my aha moment on there, as I teased the last week here. And but I also get into then we get into some tips on how to be less jaded as a person. So I think there's some really good it is. And the thing is, I really think it's good for anybody, because even if we don't mean to, we become jaded. Sure. So
that was always a running gag at like every work I've ever had is, here comes the bubbly new person. It's like, how long before they're beaten down?
Right.
I give them 3 weeks.
Because it's true, though. Yeah. It's accurate, though, because there's always that person coming in. I got all these ideas. And you're like, that's great, dude. Let's see where you're at in a couple weeks. And a couple weeks later, they're dragging their knuckles. And, oh, man, another day of work. And you're like, welcome to the club.
Yep, exactly.
You're broken in. Yep.
One of
but yeah,
us.
I think there was some real good.
One of us.
Right. I think there were some good tips on there. So if you're into that, please give us a listen. It's called The Crazy Life, because I don't remember if I said that. So, but also patreon.com/salt.
I mean, that is the saltiest of links.
Right. Yeah. What a great gift to give, Tony and I.
Yes, the gift that keeps on giving. Or something.
Well, that's the Jelly of the Month Club. But
that's true. It really is a gift that keeps on giving, Clark.
Watched that again the other night.
Yeah,
I've already watched it, I think, 4 times this
I
year.
almost watched it yesterday because Muppet Carol wasn't working for me. So it was that close.
That would anger. I'd be tipping my TV over, throwing Disney Plus out the window.
I know, right?
I mean, wherever they're stationed, I just throw all of them out the window,
Out this window of the building, so the building's going out its own window.
Yes.
Holy shit, this is crazy.
That's how angry I'd be.
You just invert the building through the window.
Yep. I threw it out its own asshole.
Yep, that's brutal.
Yeah, that's right. That'll teach it.
That will teach it.
You don't get between me and the Muppet Christmas Carol, damn it.
Fuck them motherfuckers.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, there you go. Until next week, have a beer. You'll be fine.
Oh, shit. Stay salty, everybody. I don't know. It's been a fucking miracle Christmas month so far for us.
Right.
Nothing. I don't know.
And remember, patreon.com/saltylanguage.
Spirit of giving and whatnot.
It is.